Welcome back to the series of Marketing Mondays. I'm April Davis, and I'm so glad that you came back to join me again. I want to share this one thing that's been on my heart for like forever since I got there. I got a chance to go visit China. Yes, China, Beijing, a couple months ago. And I want to share it with you because there was some marketing experience that I was able to gain by being there. One of the things that I noticed about China is it's a huge industry. So I should probably start by saying ni hao, which is hello in China. Visiting the Great Wall of China was the best experience ever. You can actually see the Great Wall of China from space. That's how huge it is. But the reason why I'm sharing this experience about going to China is because so many people are interested in importing and exporting, and they're also interested in doing business in China. And in order to do business anywhere, you have to learn about the customs and what's important to the people there. You can't just go somewhere and just throw your ideas, the way you feel about things on them because it may not go very well. When I was in China, I got a chance to see how the government performs and how it affects its community. I got a chance to see the attitudes and the feel of the people. I was there for a week at the JW Marriott, which is a fantastic, most beautiful resort hotel ever. So I thought that it was great. The food was really, really good. The atmosphere was amazing, even though the history there is that it's very cloudy because of the smog. The 7 days that I was there, it was clear. So one of the places I was able to visit is called the Bird Nest. And the World Games were held there at some time in Beijing. You probably remember. But some of the things that I thought was interesting, I'm going to share with you today. Of course, we talked about how important it is to import, export, or to think globally. And you can think globally in your marketing as well. But don't forget the most important aspects to the places that you go visit in these other countries is not only learning the language, but taking the time to look at the culture so that you're not offending them. So some of the things that I noticed in China was, again, their attitudes. They rode their bikes as part of their regular transportation as long as it was on the side of the road with the cars. They parked their bikes everywhere they went. They had gloves on if it was cold, but I noticed how they traveled. I was impressed with that. I even have a copy of my subway card that I used that while I was there. A friend of mine took me to the subway. We went to different places, taste different types of food. You name it was great. But also to not share with you this book of Harvard Business Review on doing business in China. I got this book some years ago, even before I knew I was going to China. But interesting, under one of its topics, it talks about why you have to understand the culture. For instance, when Coke was selling their products over there, it says for one thing, Coke looked, and this is on page 83, Coke looked and tasted a bit like Chinese herbal medicine to them. So the flavors that we use here, they may not go well in China. So you have to understand the flavor of the people that you're dealing with. So because it tastes like medicine, it didn't go well. So they ended up spending a lot of money, but if they have done a little pre-marketing and maybe more taste testing in that culture, they may have saved a lot more money. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about marketing and that aspect of it, but I wanted to share that with you. And this is out of Business Review, Harvard Press, School Press. I'll tell you the date and everything where you can find it, but I had other examples in there that was great as well. This is one of my favorite hats that I got in China. I was actually watching a woman actually make this by hand. And so since I've been back to the United States in the cold weather, many people give me compliments on this hat. So I bought one for each of my sisters. There's four of us. So the reason why I thought this was good as a marketing tool because I bought it because I can relate to this. In where I live, we wear hats. Where I live, it's cold, so this would work. I noticed that the people who were making these hats were retired men and women, and they were crocheting and knitting things by hand. And the government allows them to go to a particular place where they can actually sell their items. no matter what it is, which I thought was kind of fascinating. So there was a community that was just seniors, but did you know that they retire at the age of 55? They don't have to work. So they get to do fun stuff and they get to sell. So take that into consideration when you decide that you may want to go global. Look at the culture, how they deal with the things that they like. Their taste is different, their attitudes are different, their customs are different. You have to respect the difference that we have here. Some of the other places that were outstanding there while I was there, I will visit the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, and some other wonderful places. But if you get a chance, Netflix actually has a series on the Forbidden City if you want to learn a little bit more about the culture in China. I'm going to still talk to you a little bit more about China, but I've over spent my time with you today. So next time we talk again, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my visit to Thailand and some wonderful creative things that I found in marketing there. So I'll see you next time.